Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into something truly fascinating, the secrets of a profound esoteric text on Kundalini Yoga, a path often called awakening the Serpent Power.
Wow, lustrous as lightning. That's some pretty epic language, right? The ancient texts use these beautiful, poetic descriptions for a mysterious energy that's supposedly dormant inside all of us. So, let's get into it. What exactly is this power they're talking about?
Well, they're talking about Kundalini, and this is a huge deal in Tantra. The idea is that every single one of us has this incredible untapped energy source just sitting there at the base of our spine, waiting to be awakened.
So our journey today begins at the very foundation of our being, where this incredible power is said to be lying dormant, coiled and silent, just like a sleeping serpent. Okay, so before this serpent can wake up and start its journey, we need a map, right? But here's the thing. We're not talking about your physical body, bones, muscles, that kind of stuff. We're talking about an energetic map, what's often called the subtle body.
And this subtle body? Well, it's got its own kind of spiritual nervous system. Think of it like a massive highway system for energy. These channels are called nadis, and they're what carry our life force, our prana, throughout our entire system.
Now, this highway system has three main lanes, which is pretty cool. You've got the Ida channel on the left, think cool, lunar, feminine vibes. Then on the right, you've got Pingala, hot, solar, masculine energy. Most of the time, our energy is just flowing back and forth between these two outer lanes. But the real goal here, the whole point of this practice, is to get all that energy to merge into the central superhighway. That's the Sushumna. And that is the royal road for Kundalini to travel. So along this central highway, we have these major energy centers, kind of like waypoints on our map. These are the chakras. The word itself just means wheel, and you can literally picture them as these spinning vortexes of energy. Each one is a major hub along that central channel, and they govern different aspects of our lives, from our most basic survival needs all the way up to our highest spiritual awareness.
And here's the key thing to remember. This journey doesn't start in the clouds. No, it starts at the absolute bottom, right down in the chakras that connect us to the physical world, the ones that deal with our most basic primal instincts.
So, first stop, Muladhara. The name literally means root support, which is perfect. It's right at the base of the spine, and its element is earth. Solid, stable, grounded. This is our foundation. It's all about survival and stability. And this is exactly where that serpent power is coiled up, just waiting. Oh, and each chakra has what's called a seed mantra, a sound that resonates with its energy. For this one, it's Lam.
All right, let's move on up. We're ascending from that solid, earthy root to the next center, Svadhisthana, which is in the sacral area. Now we're getting into the realm of our desires, our creativity, really the very flow of life.
And this is where it gets really interesting, right? We've gone from the solid earth of the root chakra to the fluid element of water here. And that's not just a random detail. It symbolizes a huge shift in our consciousness. We're moving from just surviving to the world of feelings, creativity, and desire.
Okay, so as this energy keeps rising, it reaches a really critical point. It's like a bridge. It's the crossover point from our physical, instinctual self, the lower three chakras, into the higher, more spiritual realms of the upper three.
And that bridge, that's the Anahata, the heart chakra. This is the big one for love, for compassion, for connection. And get this, the texts say that when this center is open, you can actually hear something called the unstruck sound. It's the sound of the universe itself, a vibration that isn't made by anything hitting anything else. Just wild.
And the element for the heart, it's air. Which makes perfect sense, right? It's all about expansion, freedom, lightness, moving beyond those heavier, denser elements of earth and water that we saw below. It really is the perfect balancing point between our material world and our spiritual self.
Okay, so the journey's not over yet. From the heart, we keep moving up. Next is the throat chakra, or Vishuddha. This is all about purification, communication, speaking your truth. Its element is ether, or space, pure potential. And then the energy rises to the Ajna chakra. This is the one you've probably heard of. It's the command center, right between the eyebrows, the famous third eye, the seat of our intuition and direct knowing.
So just look at this contrast for a second. It's an incredible journey, isn't it? We've gone from the solid, grounding earth element at the very bottom all the way up to the Ajna chakra, which is beyond the elements entirely. We've literally traveled from a consciousness focused on pure survival to a state of awareness, intuition, and insight that goes way beyond our five senses.
So, the energy has awakened, it's traveled up the central channel, piercing each chakra one by one, and now we've arrived. The final destination of this incredible ascent, the very top, the crown of the head.
And this destination is the Sahasrara, the crown chakra. But, it's not really a chakra in the same way as the others. It's more like the culmination of everything, the grand finale. And the way they describe it is just beautiful. A radiant, shining lotus with 1,000 petals.
And this is it. This is the ultimate goal, the whole point of the journey, the awakened serpent power, which is called Shakti, the divine feminine, the cosmic energy. It finally unites with pure consciousness, known as Shiva, the divine masculine. It's this incredible union that happens right at the crown of the head.
So what happens when this union occurs? Well, it leads to something called moksha, which means liberation. We're talking about a state of absolute bliss and enlightenment. It's where the sense of being a separate you just dissolves. You experience your true self as being completely one with everything.
And the texts are really clear about this. Someone who reaches this state, who achieves this union, is free. They're no longer caught in the everyday struggles, no longer bound to what they call the wandering, that endless cycle of birth and death.
So that brings us to the end of our journey, and it leaves us with a pretty big question, doesn't it? Is this a literal, biological map of a subtle energy system inside of you, or is it a really profound metaphor for the journey of self-realization and unlocking our human potential? Maybe it's both. But whichever way you look at it, this idea of the serpent power gives us an amazing framework for thinking about the incredible potential that just might be sleeping inside every single one of us.